No, they are not. Now, the Mexicans and a lot of these Latinos in Mexico and all around, they've been complacent with the Caucasians and trying to, take our heritage and claim our heritage as their own. Why do they want to do that? Because the Mesoamerican heritage is a very rich heritage, all right? It's a very rich and vast heritage. And in that Mesoamerican heritage, you have architects, farmers, governments, land builders, all these things, seamstresses. You have all skilled people in that, in the Mesoamerican heritage, from the Olmecs to the Aztecs to the Inca to the Mayan, Toltec. You have all of these people, right? And I'm talking about generations and generations of people. You have generations and generations of people who are Mesoamerican, right? You have generations of people. Well, first and foremost, before I continue, can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? I'll make sure I'm coming in clear. All right. I'll make sure I'm coming through clear. The Mesoamericans in Mexico are the so-called black Mexicans. Those are the descendants of the Mesoamericans. Just as, because I said we got Mesoamerican people in Mexico. It's the so-called black Mexicans, the ones who the Caucasian Mexican government hides. Keep this in mind, the Mexicans of today that are in Mexico that they show you are Caucasians. They are, or they consider themselves, or they check themselves off as Caucasian or white, all right? These people are descendants of the Spaniards, and they will tell you that they are descendants of the Spaniards, meaning the white Spaniards from Europe, because the white Spaniards occupied Mexico at one time. And these people are also mixed with East Indian and Asian as well. But these people are the descendants of the European Spanish who came over, the conquistadors and all those people that came over there from Spain, right? And the East Indians and the Asians mixed in to cross the Bering Straits. That's who your Mexicans are descendants of. They are not the descendants of the Mesoamericans. There's a reason why I put my image up there next to that ancient Mayan. Now, that's an ancient Mayan warrior and ruler. Look at that. Look at that man in that picture. That is me in that picture, okay? That is not a Mexican. That's not no Caucasian-looking, Indian-looking Mexican in that picture. That is a bronze, so-called black man in that picture as a Mesoamerican Mayan from the Mayan culture, from the Mesoamerican heritage. That's why I put that up there. And I keep putting up bronze pictures of Mesoamericans so that people can see. People can see how the real Mesoamericans look. So they can judge how the real Mesoamericans look. So, because this culture cannot be hidden any longer, you got a lot of people that are trying to steer clear of that. I don't know why they're trying to steer clear of the Mesoamerican heritage and culture, but we're not steering clear of it, right? We have a very rich culture and heritage. For us to be looking over into Africa and trying to find our roots in Africa is ridiculous. It is ridiculous for us to continue to look into Africa and into a bunch of places that they telling us, oh, well, your people from over here. Oh, well, your people are from over here. Well, your ancestry and your genetic DNA is from over there. You see? That's ridiculous. It is very clear and cut. These images I put up in the museum, in the Mexican Museum, in the Museum of Mexico, these images are how the real Mesoamericans look. In fact, Cinco de Mayo, this is a time where the Mexicans at that time were fighting against the white Spaniards for control of Mexico, and it was the black Mexicans, the so-called black bronze-skinned Mexicans with woolly hair, afro-y hair. They was the ones that was fighting the Caucasian Spanish. The other types of Caucasian-looking Spanish that you see today, those are the ones who basically wanted to embrace your Spanish culture, as you can see. They're the ones who wanted to embrace your Spanish culture. Okay? They wanted to embrace the Spanish culture. And this was the point of them doing that. This was the point of them doing that. They wanted to embrace the Spanish culture and align themselves with Caucasian Spanish. And just like when they come over here today, your so-called Mexicans, they align themselves with Caucasians. Also, you don't never hear them claiming Mesoamerican. You don't hear them claiming Mesoamerican. They don't. Because if that's true, why was I able to go in and trademark all this stuff under Mesoamerica and not see no Mexicans or no Spanish claiming that? Because they're not the Mesoamericans. They're not. They want to claim a heritage that is not their own. Their people did not build those pyramids over there. Those people did not sustain those societies. It seems like everybody's trying to divide up our heritage. Everybody. Everybody's trying to divide up our heritage, whether it be in Egypt, whether it be in Mesoamerica, Mesopotamia, Sumeria. All these places, people are trying to divide up our culture. These so-called humans, these Caucasians, these Asians, these East Indians. Because when somebody said to me, and they've been doing this in the comment section on the Mesoamerican videos, they'll come up and, you know, and say little things like I guess a few of these Mexicans are getting wind of a Mesoamerican channel and they don't see their face up there, and rightfully so, because you're not the real Mesoamericans. The Mesoamerican people are falsely being called African American. The Mesoamerican people are falsely being called African American. We are not Africans. I'm talking to our people in all four corners of the earth: North America, South America, Mexico, Canada. We got people over in the UK. Mesoamerica is everywhere. Mesoamerica is everywhere. And it's time for our people to stop with this whole African thing, because it's an insult to our people. It's an insult to our people here in the North Americas, South America, and all over what Mesoamerican people are, to keep claiming African culture, African heritage, for a heritage and a culture that doesn't even really want you. You're trying to claim culture and you're trying to claim connection to a bunch of people that don't even want you, don't want you to be connected with them, you see. So why are you doing this? Because you got these pro-black Pan-Africanist Negroes who are passing off these lies that we African and that we came over on some Africans, on some slave ships from Africa. That's a lie. I told you the people that they were bringing up on slave ships were people they were bringing from city to city. And they were bringing a lot of them up into New York to be on auction blocks as the first stock exchange on the stock exchange, where they were selling our people, the real Americans, the Mesoamericans. And again, that's why I told you this is why there's so much enmity and hostility toward you so-called black people here in the society, because they don't want you to find out that you are the Mesoamericans, that you had the first society here. And had it not been for our people, the real Mesoamericans, helping the white man to survive over here, they would not have been able to survive. They would have died off over here. We helped them. We fed them. They were eating each other, feasting on each other. We helped and fed them. We helped and fed them, showed them how to farm the land and things like that. We planted the corn here. We planted avocados and everything. We come from a vast, vast, vast farming and agricultural society. Carpenters, agricultural, all this stuff, right? Architects, builders, brick masons, I told you, seamstresses. This is all coming out of Mesoamerica, man. This all comes out of Mesoamerica. This is a history that they want to hide, or a history that they want to attribute to somebody else. You notice you don't hear the white man talking much about the Mesoamericans. He'll talk about the so-called Mongoloid Indians, the Asian Indians. He'll talk about them as the first people in America. But what about the people that were here before them? They want you to think that, oh, those people was here, right? Again, here's the lie. Oh, those people was here, but they died out. We don't know where their descendants went. Stop it. Stop it. I just showed you where their descendants went. Look at that picture up there. So all you Mexicans that come up here on my videos and go in the comment section, before you open your damn mouth and start lying like the white man that you claim that you are, the white man that you claim you are, just like your Caucasian ancestors, your brethren, before you start lying, take a good look at that picture and then tell me, are y'all really the real Mesoamericans? And see, those plenty more pictures where that came from. If you want to doubt the validity of what I'm saying, talk to your curators at the Mexican Museum or the Museum of Mexico, because that's where these pictures come from. Because these are actual images of the real Mesoamerican people, not the images that you people are drawing. Not the images that you people are drawing. You see? Not the images that you people are drawing. Those images are not the Mesoamerican people. You are complicit with the so-called white man and stealing our people's heritage. And like I said, when you got these Negroes that's on board with it as well, they in on it too, the ones that's pushing Pan-Africanism, yet they stay away from or pushing Egyptology and keep trying to get our people to look elsewhere other than where we are. They complacent in this as well. They are complacent in this as well. Okay? So keep that in mind. They know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly how they're promoting lies to our people. They know exactly that they're promoting lies to our people. They do that purposely. Okay? They do that purposely to promote lies to our people, to mislead our people, to bring confusion to our people. But see, all that's coming to an end. All that's coming to an end, as it should. The reality of who we are is coming out. And like I said, I'm proud to be in the forefront of that as building the Mesoamerican community and offering our people who are truly seeking heritage and culture, their own heritage and culture. And no, we're not going to sit up here because you got these people who are so arrogant and ignorant. They'll see all the so-called black people, the bronze people on those walls all over the place, and they'll still got the nerve to say that, well, that's us. Don't look nothing like those people. They had the nerve to claim that the Olmecs are them. Those big lips and those broad noses, that's them, right? That's your Mexicans. And if you Mexicans got anything that look like the Olmecs, that's because you mixed in with us. If you got any Olmec blood in you, any Mesoamerican blood, that's because you mixed in with us. Your abuelo, meaning your grandmother, it probably was a bronze woman. That's the only way you're going to get any Mesoamerican blood if it's coming through us. If your family, if your Spanish and your Spaniard Caucasian bloodline and your East Indian Asian bloodline got mixed in with our Mesoamerican bronze bloodline. That's the only way you're going to have that in there, because there's only 4 races. There's only 4 races, really technically 2, but let's just go with 4 for a second. There's no such thing as no Mexicans. Mexican is nothing. Mexico is a place. There's no such thing as Mexican. There's only 4 races. There's so-called black, bronze people, black, white, Caucasian, East Indian, your East Indians, and your Asians. You see, that's the only 4 races it is. There's no other races. So anything that comes after that is a mixture of any of those 4. So if you Mexicans are not trying to, if you're claiming that you're a heritage unto your own self, then I got to ask you, where did you come from before America? Because I could go right into where we came from before we entered into America, and it wasn't Africa. We came from the Middle East, or what they're calling it, Middle East of Africa. Where did you so-called Mexicans come from, and what was your name before that? And don't give me no Taino Indians. Indian is, again, linked to India. Where did you people come from? Where were you building pyramids before America? Why don't you tell the truth? Because on the documentary, a lot of your people say, even your people that's telling the truth, those pyramids where y'all came into those cities, they were already there by the time y'all came. Y'all came a lot later, and y'all started mixing in with some of our people. You see, y'all came later. Our people moved, someone stayed in Mexico or moved further into North America. So, again, miss me with the nonsense that y'all are real Mesoamericans. You are not. And I wish you all would stay out of my comment section, because I already know with these videos coming out, we're going to get a lot of clowns. We're going to get the Mexicans. We're going to get you Negroes who still want to be Pan-African or want to be Moors or whatever the hell you want to be. You see, I don't care what you claim. We got real fact on our side. We got real proof on our side, like we always had. Now, if you want to deny those walls, if you want to deny that heritage on those walls, those images on those walls of those bronze people, again, I'm going to ask you, where did that picture come from? Why was I able to find that picture? Is that a Mexican man that's next to me on that picture, up here on this picture? Is that a Mexican man? I'm not Mexican. You see? Who's that man on that image? That's a Mesoamerican Mayan warrior. From your Mexican museum, from the walls they took out of Mexico. So how does that man look like me if you so-called Mexicans and you Latinos are Mesoamerican? And how come y'all never claim Mesoamerica? You never claim it. You see? You never claim Mesoamerica. You've been claiming, y'all claim y'all Spanish. You align yourself with the Caucasian Spanish, the Europeans. That's what you align yourself with. You don't align yourself with the Mesoamerican. You know why y'all don't do that? because you know deep down inside that's not your culture, that's not your heritage. Y'all didn't build any pyramids. You didn't build any of those edifices over there. That land was occupied by black people, so-called bronze people, and the so-called black bronze people are still there today. You ostracize those people. The Afro-Mexicanos, you ostracize those people. You don't show them as the real Mexicans, even though they are. You don't show them as the descendants of the ones who was fighting in Cinco de Mayo, because that's who was fighting. It wasn't no damn slaves, man. Y'all always want to tell that lie that, oh, the Mexicans, the so-called black Mexicans got there through slavery. That's a lie. That's a lie. There was always bronze people in Mexico. Just like there was in South America, just like there was in North America, just like there was in Canada. It was always bronze people there. See, y'all don't want to report that, though, because y'all want to go with the same African narrative that the white man pushing on our people, telling the same lies. Oh, see, your people African, see, and y'all came over and y'all was swinging in trees and all this other nonsense. Well, if that's the case, according to the so-called white man, then y'all African too. According to his lie, y'all are African too, because he said all life started in Africa, so y'all African too. So the point being is, we're going to continue to claim our Mesoamerican heritage as the true Mesoamericans today, not American, Mesoamerican. Why? Because it is important that we claim that heritage as the first and only real Americans, because that's who we are. Everybody else came from elsewhere, starting with the so-called Mongoloid Indians. They crossed the Bering Straits. They came over into America, and they found our people here. They were the first invaders of our society. These what do you call them? The Asians, the Asiatics that crossed the Bering Straits, that came out from Asia, India, and came over into America. They left from over there and traveled over here. And this is where your people come from. Your people, you Mexicans, are East Indian and Asian and Caucasian mix. That's what you are. You have the same stringy dog hair like the white man. You have the same stringy dog hair, and y'all embrace the Spanish. Y'all embrace the Spanish culture. So don't start talking about, oh, y'all Mesoamerican. As soon as our people step up and we claim it and whatnot, all of a sudden y'all Mesoamerican now. Now all of a sudden, oh, you trying to take our heritage. Y'all ain't got no heritage. You don't have any heritage. You didn't build those pyramids. You didn't set up those societies. See, and your own curators, it's only a matter of time before they come out and tell the truth. In fact, some of them coming out telling the truth right now, and they letting it be known that those pyramids and those things were already built before y'all even got into those societies. Because, yeah, y'all came after our people started leaving, after the Spanish started coming, y'all came after our people. Well, a lot of those societies were in ruins when we had left those societies, moved out of those societies, moved into different areas, started moving further into North America. The proof is in the picture. The proof is in the picture. Okay? I put myself up there as an example of a Mesoamerican man. I put myself up there as the perfect example of a Mesoamerican man. Any of those pictures y'all got up there are drawings. Y'all got drawings. And y'all keep trying to put your face next to the Olmecs. Stop it. Stop lying. Because like I said, you're complicit with the so-called white man telling that lie that our people come from Africa and that y'all really the Mesoamericans. Stop it. The proof is right there. How y'all going to get out of that? When y'all fill up my comment section, y'all start talking stupid and talking crazy, I want to know how y'all going to get out of that. How you going to get out of that image that's up there? And if you guys ever want to call in, you Mexicans ever want to call in, or you Latinos who want to claim, oh, I'm crazy, I'm lying and whatnot, this guy, my car is lying. Okay, the call-in number is 516-666-9211. And we do this broadcast every Saturday at 7:30 to 9:30. So if you guys ever want to call in live and debate my point on who the real Mesoamericans is, that go for you Pan-Africans, you Israelites. I'm taking on all challenges. All people want to come up here and say, oh, brother, we ain't Mesoamerican. You Negroes, if you want to be African, Israelites, Moors, whatever you calling yourself, go ahead, be my guest. Be my guest. But we Mesoamerican over here. We Mesoamerican. This is our home. Mesoamerica, this is Mesoamerica. North America, South America, Mexico, all that's Mesoamerica. And those islands, Belize and all those other islands, that's Mesoamerica. You see, the Olmecs was not just here in America. They were all over traveling. They were all over traveling. And like I said, presenting more images of the Mesoamericans. From, like I said, you got the women of where you could tell those the Mesoamerican women, the descendants of the Mesoamerican women of the past are your so-called black women today. You can see the hips, you can see the shapes, you can see the damn hair braids, all of that. You Mexican women, Mexican women don't braid their hair. Your hair is stringy like the white man. Y'all can't even braid your hair. Y'all ain't got no hips and no butt like the damn black woman, the so-called black woman, the bronze woman. The Mesoamerican women are built like that. Okay? Y'all ain't got no broad lips. Y'all ain't got no thick lips and no broad nose. That is a trait of bronze people. So again, y'all can sit up here and try and claim our heritage all you want to. You can sit up here and try to claim our heritage all you want to. It doesn't matter. You will never be us. You will never be us. You see? You can claim our heritage all you want to, but you will never be us. And like I said, we have to stand up for us. We have to stand up for us. You see, it should be more of our people definitely flocking to this. That's why I started the International Mesoamerican Community for our people all over, so that our people all over who are proud Mesoamericans no longer claiming Africa, because, see, it's an insult to our people to claim ourselves as African American or African or having everything to do with Africa, because Africa don't want to have nothing to do with you so-called black people here in America. So-called Africans don't wrote you off. They don't even want you over there. So what is that a sign of? That's a sign that you don't belong in Africa. We don't belong there. You see? So all you so-called misled black people that went over there to Africa because you sit up here and believe that nonsense. Okay, I got that y'all went to Africa when y'all was in slavery in the early 1800s under James Monroe, when they sent our people over into Liberia. They sent our people over to Liberia to hide the fact that our people were really the natives of this land. So they basically sent our people someplace where we didn't even belong. That's why if you look over in Liberia looked like hell over there, man. Those are Mesoamericans in Africa. That's why our people can't make Liberia really thrive like that. You see? Because our people don't belong over there in Africa. This is our home. America is our home. And we built America. America was built on the backs of our people, the Mesoamericans, the real Americans, the Mesoamericans. It was not built by no Africans. That's a goddamn lie. America was not built by no African Americans, no Africans. It was built by the Mesoamericans. They know exactly who our people are. You see, they made sure they reached out to the native people and enslaved the native people, because that's what the white man always do. You tell me, realistically, he ain't never brought people over into no area unless there was no people there to work. He ain't going to bring no people over into no area to work no place. He's just going to enslave the people that's there. He's just going to get guns and force them to work. Why would you bring people someplace else? You see, I told you, that don't even make no sense. The whole slave narrative of bringing our people over from Africa don't even make sense. Why would you bring people from a whole nother continent over here who don't speak your language, don't know how to do nothing? You see, why would you bring people over here for that when you got people here who know how to do everything, who've been here before you? All you did was put them people in slavery, kidnap those people, take them at gunpoint, because it's been proven over time and time and time again that this government allowed them to kidnap our people. They allowed them to kidnap our people, the Mesoamericans, take our people into bondage, and they made sure that they're going to say we couldn't own no property, we couldn't own no land. So they wanted to designate us all as slaves or all as Africans, because they would say, oh, you know, if you Africans, you can't own no land in America, but you can work as slaves in America. No, they didn't want to designate us as Mesoamerican or as a real American, because then what does that say? That makes it even worse. That's a criminal enterprise. You not only making people slaves and bringing people over in bondage, not only kidnap, but you kidnapping free people, people who were born free. You're kidnapping them and taking them into slavery. Look at the story of 12 Years a Slave with Solomon Northup. That's not an uncommon thing. I told you that. That's not uncommon where they kidnapped our people and brought our people into bondage. That's not uncommon. They was always doing that. You see? That's not uncommon. They want to make that seem like, oh, that's an anomaly. No, it's not an anomaly. Always doing that. That's how they really got slavery going. They didn't get slavery going by bringing no damn Africans over here, because the African slave trade, only 6% of the black people here that came over here was for Africa. 6%. So where did all the other rest of the black people come from? So-called black people. Where else they come from? They stopped bringing Africans over here about 1808. So what happened the other 65 to 70 years or whatnot? What happened then? You see, they tell you a lot of false stories, and they tell you a lot of lies and whatnot, because they want to always make it seem like all we was a race of slaves, and that we just a race of slaves, and we was never nothing before that. You see, because there's a whole different mentality that comes when you start to find out that you are the real people of this land. A whole different other mentality comes. A whole nother mentality comes when you find out who you are as a people. You see, a whole nother mentality. You see, because one of the biggest reasons why our people are the way they are in the society, and how y'all look at the white man and look at him and worship his image. You worship the image of the beast, and you look down at yourself because y'all believe part of that narrative that these damn devils, these crackers, brought you over here, man, in bondage. Brought you over here and conquered you and brought you into bondage. You see? So my question is, why do they hate you so much? If they the ones that took you and brought you in bondage and forced you to work, why the hell do they hate you so much? What did you do to them? What did you do? Why is the hate for our people? What did you do to them? Just us living, it bothers them? Why it don't bother them if the East Indians and all these other people live? You see? Just you being here in this presence is a constant reminder of the real Americans that are here, the real people that are here. And see, what they don't ever want you to do is find out that you are the real founding fathers of the society. Our people, our heritage, our people founded America. Before there was an America, we founded this place. We brought life to this place. You see, this place is named after from a Mayan word, the word America. Comes from a Mayan word. It didn't come from no white man America over Vespucci. That's a lie. That is a lie. And I ask these so-called people, why don't they know how to speak the damn Mesoamerican language, any of these languages, these Mexicans? How come they didn't hold on to any of these languages? How come they went and how come they went and just basically took on the Caucasian language, Spanish? Why they took on Spanish? Why they took on the Caucasian culture, the white Spaniards, if they come from this vast Mesoamerican society? You would think they would be embracing that, but they're not embracing that because they're not those people. And even if they try and do it now, it don't even make no sense, because, again, what are those pictures up there? If anybody's false flagging and falsely claiming a heritage that's not their own, it's the so-called Latinos and the Mexicans who are calling themselves Mesoamerican, because they know damn well when they come over here into America, when they come over here, even in Mexico, they claim themselves to be Caucasian. They claim themselves to be white. And the Mesoamericans damn sure wasn't Caucasian. They was not white, and they was not Spanish. They was not European. So which one is it? We already know you so-called Mexicans are not a race of people. Mexicans are not a race. Latino is not a race. Your Latinos are nothing but mixtures of so-called black people and the East Indians. Some of them got East Indian in them, Asian in them. That's what your Latinos are. Okay? That's what your Latinos are. They are a mixture of, they're just a mix-up of everything, but the foundation of them is bronze people, black people. And I'm talking about the ones you got that black grandmother, that black grandfather with the woolly hair, the afro, who speaks Spanish. See, that's the Mesoamerican. So if you want to say that you link to the Mesoamericans through them, then that's another thing. But a lot of y'all ain't got no bronze features. You ain't got no lips like the white man. You ain't got no broad nose like the white man. You got bird nose like the white man. You ain't got no lips, and you got the same straight animal fur like the white man and all the rest of the humans. And all the rest of the humans, you got the same animal fur. The Mesoamericans, and they wore braids, they wore afros. They didn't have no straight hair. They wore braids and afros. The Olmecs had afros. Okay? The Olmecs had afros. All right? The Mayans had afros and braids. The Aztec, the Inca, right there. Like I said, I want to see people deny that picture. You see? I want to see people deny that picture I got up there. You tell me. That's a real picture up there. How'd that get there if the Mesoamericans are not so-called black, a.k.a. bronze people, if they're not so-called black people? Who's that in the picture? I didn't make that picture up. Y'all can find that right in your Mexican museum. Why is that Mayan warrior who's supposed is Mesoamerican? If y'all say that's your culture, why y'all say y'all Mayans and all this other stuff? And they got this show on FX called Mayans, or it's called The Mayans, right? Now, question. They got a bunch of Latino Mexicans up there. Why they got them up there when I'm showing you how the Mayans really look? There's a picture of a Mayan right there, a Mayan ruler. And don't give me this nonsense about, oh, well, some of them was black. No, let me tell you something. Whenever they show you the white man does this is a trick he plays. Whenever he finds a lot of so-called black people, bronze people in certain societies, and he don't want to cop to saying, oh, that's a so-called black bronze society. He'll say, oh, these are the black Egyptians, or oh, these are the black Mayans, or the black. No, when he says that, what he's really saying is that whole civilization was black. Whenever he does this nonsense, oh, these was the black Mexicans, or the black Mayans over here, the black Egyptians, or the black pharaohs. No. What he's really saying is they all black. Because you know how the white man is. If he can deny history, if he can deny that anybody is what they is, if he got any pictures of anybody that kind of look white, you know he going to run with it and be telling bold-faced lies. If he can even lie a little bit about it, he going to do that. You see? So cut it out. Knock it off. You see, it's time we start standing up for our Mesoamerican roots, man. Because, trust me, as we start spreading this as the international Mesoamerican community, as we start taking our Mesoamerican names, which we're going to hand out to our Mesoamerican people, as we start learning our Mesoamerican language, we're going to have places that's formed in this society like Little Mesoamerica and places like that. Same way the Italians got Little Italy, same way the Chinese got Chinatown. We should have in all these cities where there's bronze people at who know that they're true Mesoamerican, that that section should be called Little Mesoamerica, and we're going to get on that. We're going to get on that. You see, there should be a Little Mesoamerica in every goddamn city in this country. There should be a Little Mesoamerica. Everywhere. In Harlem, in Detroit, wherever there's bronze people at, there should be a Little Mesoamerica. Not no goddamn Little Africa, because we're not African. You see? We're not no African Americans. I don't give a damn what Jesse Jackass had to say. He was just doing what his white bosses told him to do. Tell your people they from Africa. Tell them they African American, so that they can always have it programmed in their head that they came over from Africa to America as slaves. That's why they call you African American. Remember I told you that? That was meant to be nothing but a damn program to keep the slave vibration going in your head. African American. You see, and y'all black people, meaning unknown people. You unknown. You don't have no history. I told you, black is synonymous with hidden or unknown. That's what black is synonymous with. So when you're calling yourself black people, you're calling yourself hidden or unknown people. You're saying that you have a hidden or unknown heritage. Well, today, I'm telling you what our true heritage is. Those of us in the North America, South America, Canada, even in the UK and parts of Africa, our people are everywhere. The Mesoamericans travel everywhere. I told you that real Africans are tribal Africans. Those of our people who are in Africa, like I said, if you got certain features, if you ain't like the tribal Africans, like you don't look like damn Makembe, the Kembe Mutombo or Brother Polite or some people like that, you're not African. You see? You know, those are Africans. You see, there should be Little Mesoamerica everywhere. There should be Mesoamerican cafes. You see, But we working on, I'm not even going to give all that away. We working on all that, man. We're going to take the Mesoamerican heritage. We're going to take it ahead, man, as the international Mesoamerican community. We're going to take it far on ahead. We're spreading this to all our people because they need to know who they are. So we can stop with this nonsense about asking for reparations. Listen, man, listen. We got a rich heritage here. We don't need no reparations from the white man. We don't need his reparations because all you Negroes going to do is sit there and give it right back to the white man any damn way. All you're going to do is take your reparation money and give it right back to the white man on cars, clothes, jewelry, and everything else. That's all you're going to do. Because, see, you know, that whole narrative of us being Africans, that goes along with this, oh, you know, these niggas love their little trinkets. They'll sell each other out for trinkets. So you give you Negroes, give you Negroes $1 million, $500,000, you already know what you're going to do with it. You already know what you're going to do with it. You're going to just go and take it, and you're going to give it right back to the white man. That's all you're going to do. You're going to take it and give it right back to the so-called white man. You're going to hand over your heritage to him. You're going to hand over your money to him. You'll hand over everything to him before this is over with. You see? So, like I said, where it's too late for a lot of you Negroes, man, like I said, it ain't too late for all of our people. Like I said, we stand up here, we living in America. We look like a bunch of damn fools calling ourselves African. We look like a bunch of goddamn fools, man. We look like a bunch of damn fools calling ourselves Africans. We look like fools. Here we sitting up here, and our heritage is here in this society, and we up here we got the nerve to sit up here and call ourselves African American. We got a rich heritage here, pyramid, civilization, societies that went for thousands of years, and now we sit up here calling ourselves African. We want to attach ourselves to to an unknown a heritage, the unknown society. Oh, y'all just Africans. Y'all African American. What does that mean? What does that even mean? You talking about you got over 50 countries in Africa, so calling us African American ain't telling us nothing. Calling us African American ain't telling us nothing. Okay? That's not telling us nothing. That's not leading us to nowhere, because the whole point of telling us we were African was meant to lead us to nowhere. Whether you know it or not, it was meant to lead us to nowhere. It was meant to give us an empty culture. It was meant to give us an empty culture. You see? It was meant to do that. All right? It was meant to lead us to nowhere, give us empty culture, empty heritage, to nowhere. So now it's time for our people to start moving towards something, towards someplace, somewhere. And that is in the footsteps going forward as Mesoamerican people. You see? We need to start, you know, people have been telling us, you niggas need to go back to Africa. You niggas need to go, you white people, you Caucasians were good at telling us that. You niggas need to go back to Africa, like y'all didn't come from someplace else. Like y'all didn't come from some damn place else. And had it not been for these niggas that you say need to go back to Africa, y'all wouldn't even be able to survive here. You see? But you got a lot of coons and sambos and whatnot and sellouts who want to go with the African narrative because the white man offered them a few trinkets. You know, he offered these niggas a few trinkets. He gave them some money. He gave them some cars, some houses. Basically gave them access to things, access to white women. Let them go to their universities. They listen to their lies while they telling you how inferior you are. Yet these people came over here on damn boats with damn fleas and ticks and diseases, all kinds of diseases that our people never even heard of, smallpox and everything else. And you like these people sit up here and cop some superior attitude to you. You niggas are out of your minds, man. These people came over here with all kind of filth and diseases, from smallpox to damn syphilis and everything else, fleas, and they came over here with rats, brought rats on the ship with them, and this is what they came over here, and we met them coming off the boat. This is what they brought with them. As soon as they got off the damn boat, they were stealing, taking things. They wanted to come up here and try to clean up their history of how they came here. You see, they want to clean up their history. But in order to clean up their history, they got to dirty up ours. You don't know that. In order for them to clean up the white man to clean up his history in this country where he came from Europe, like I said, being dirty and nasty and stinking in Europe, broke, famine and whatnot, had nothing in Europe, they couldn't wait to get over here and come amongst our people and start setting up their colonies here. basically taking hold of our land. It wasn't no Indians they was taking land from. It was our people. Our people. Because what land did the Indians have? They basically lived, the so-called Indians, as they call them, what land did they really have? They lived off the land. So they could be in one area 1 minute, then go move somewhere else. You see? What lands were they farming? There's no Indian farmers. The only people that was farming anything over here was the people that been farming over here, and that's our people. The Mesoamerican, the real Mesoamerican, the copper-colored races of this land, the real Americans. And no, again, you know the copper-colored races is talking about our people, so-called black people. But you got these idiots up here who won't even look at that. They trying to discount that. Oh, well, that's not our people, brother. That's really the Indians. You trying to take the Indians' heritage. What Indians? There's no such thing as an Indian. What, an East Indian? You got these simple-ass Negroes who got their paycheck from the so-called white man to tell our people lies that they came over here to Africa, and you got the rest of these coon Sambos who want to lick up the white man's boots, and they'll sit here and claim this African thing too, because the white man said so. Man, don't listen to none of these Negroes with their made-up history that they got from the white man. They're lies. Well, the truth is right in front of your face right here on this screen. The truth is right here in front of your face on this screen. Right here. Like I said, I want people to tell me, discount that. Discount that. Tell me, see what you looking at ain't actually a so-called black person. That ain't you. That's really a Mexican person in dark skin, brother. You have idiots tell you that. You have idiot Negroes tell you that, and these damn Latinos and Mexicans, they'll tell you that nonsense too. Because the truth is not in these people. The truth is not in them. You see, they worship the image of the beast. They worship Jesus Christos. They worship the image of the beast. So they'll go with whatever the so-called white man tell them. Well, see, you guys are really the Mesoamerican. The white man probably told them they was Mesoamerican. They don't believe they Mesoamerican. The white man told them that. The white man told them they Mesoamerican. And like I said, in that battle of Cinco de Mayo in the 1800s, it was bronze people, black people in Mexico who was living that was fighting against the damn Caucasian Spanish. It wasn't you Mongol, it wasn't you East Indian looking Mexicans or you Caucasian Mexicans. Y'all wasn't fighting. It was black people, so-called black people, bronze people with woolly hair that was fighting. That's why when y'all do your Cinco de Mayo every year, y'all put on blackface and Afro wigs when you do your Cinco de Mayo. You see, in remembrance of the real people that was fighting for freedom in Mexico. The bronze people, the people that was always there, the descendants of the Mesoamericans, the Olmecs, the Aztecs, the Inca, the Mayans, our people, who are falsely being called African Americans, who are falsely being told they came over here on cargo slaves from Africa, telling us that damn lie. You Mexicans are Asians, man. You Mexicans are nothing but Asians, man. And again, it's no disrespect to you, but let's just be for real here. Y'all are nothing but Asians. You're Asians and Caucasians. You're right along with the white man and the East Indians. That's what you are. That's your heritage. You Latinos too, except for the bronze Latinos, not the bronze Latinos. I'm going to make that clear. I'm not talking about the bronze Latino, the black Latinos. You see, the so-called black ones, the bronze. I'm not talking about you. You are part of the Mesoamerican heritage too. I'm talking about the ones who are not bronze, who don't have the woolly hair, the ones who got the dog hair like the so-called white man, the rest of the other humans. I'm talking about you. You're not the Mesoamerican. You're not the Mesoamerican. I hate to disappoint you. I know you're going to be pissed off. Well, just ignore the video, man. That's all. Because we're not talking to you anyway. We're talking to our people. We're talking to our people. It's time our people knew the truth. Because, again, the white man ain't the only one that's complicit in stealing our culture. It's the Mexicans, too. Everybody hates our people. Everybody hates our people. You see? Everybody hates our people. Why do they hate our people? Because they know who our people really are. That's jealousy right there. That's jealousy. What I tell you, you don't hate down, you hate up. So if we was really the lowest people on the planet, like y'all say, and we inferior, and, you know, like this Chinese one talk, blacks are lazy, you know, okay, like I said, These same people who are telling you blacks is lazy, these are the same ones that's in your store, in your neighborhood, setting up stores. These are the same ones getting your money. The same ones, if it wasn't for you, if it wasn't for our people building this country up off of our labor, be it slave labor or that building up this country, the agriculture and things like that, these Asians and all these other people wouldn't have no place to come from to be talking the shit they talking to us, talking about us. Why is everybody targeting us? Why has everybody got so much negativity toward us? Because, see, we are the true Americans of this land. And people, see, the white man can try and cover over that all he wants to. He can try lie about it. He can moonwalk his way out of it. All this stuff, that's not going to change nothing. It's not going to change anything. Okay? It's not going to change anything. We are who we are. We are who we are, and they hate the fact that we now, and this right here is going to really make them hate us even more when they see the video, how far this video get out. Like I said, I'm only concerned with it for our people, for the sake of our people. I don't give a damn about what they think. I could care less. I'm only concerned for the sake of our people is why I'm putting this out, why I started the international Mesoamerican community, why I trademarked the international Mesoamerican community, and more trademarks to come under Mesoamerican. Why I set up Mesoamerican Radio, and I took time out of my schedule, my busy schedule, to do this broadcast 2 hours every Saturday. This is for the evolution of our people. This is for the heritage and the culture of our people, because, see, we have a real nationality and a real culture and a heritage, and we are in our homeland. We don't need to be going over to Saudi Arabia or Mecca or Africa or wherever the hell you Negroes say, or Israel or wherever the hell you Negroes claim we come from. These fairy tales. Stop getting us to look across the water. The truth is right in front of our face. You see, the truth is in front of our face. And like I said, those of you who are not with it, oh, we African brother, we Israelite brothers, then go be African and Israelite. Don't watch my videos. Don't watch my videos. But you damn sure ain't going to stop the videos. And you damn sure ain't going to sit up here and tell me that lie that we supposed to accept your lies that you got from the white man about us coming over on cargo slave ships from Africa and being enslaved. Nah, we're not buying it. It's too much history, too much proof, too much heritage being unveiled. So all we got to do is step up and claim it, man. And that's what we're doing today as the international Mesoamerican community. In fact, I'm going to have the, when this video goes up, I'm going to make sure everybody hit the link at the bottom of this video to join the international Mesoamerican community, because it's time we start being a real community. I'm going to make sure the link is there for the international Mesoamerican community. It's only for descendants of the ancient Mesoamericans, bronze people. That's all it's for. It's not for nobody else. No other races, only bronze people, so-called black, who are coming out. And that's not even for black people. I'm talking about you Negroes who still, and when I say it's not for black people, what I mean is you Negroes who don't accept that we are the copper-colored races, that we are copper-colored people, our skin is not black. You ones who want to sit up here and go, oh, well, I'm a black Mesoamerican. No, we ain't doing no black Mesoamerican. We are Mesoamericans, period. There's no black Mesoamericans. See, because black Mesoamericans denotes that there's some other white Mesoamerican or other Mesoamericans who are the first, and we trying to be the second version. No, there's no black Mesoamericans, only Mesoamericans, and that's us. It's only going to be one slot for the Mesoamericans, and that's us. That's us. So the link will be down there for those of our people, our bronze people, our beautiful bronze brothers and sisters who feeling this message, who acknowledge that they are part of that Mesoamerican heritage and bloodline. Join the international Mesoamerican community. Click the link, join. Like I said, become members of it, because it's time for us to build a real community, man, a real community, and drop this whole African-American nonsense. Our heritage is very long in this society. Our heritage is long in this country. And it comes a time when we have to accept it as such. Our heritage is very long in this society, very strong as a people. Our culture, our heritage is strong in this society, and we have to realize that in order for us to truly be able to receive that level of knowledge of who we are, in order for us to receive that knowledge of who we are as a people, we have to know that our people are the real people of this society, the real people of this land. the Mesoamerican people is, man. We have to realize that. You see, we have to stop allowing people to tell us and dictate to us who we are and what we are in the society. We have to stop that. Okay? We come from a great heritage. We come from a great people, a real people with a real heritage. And that's it. And again, it's not up for debate. You know, we are a people who are hated by everyone for a reason. And I told you this. You don't hate up. I mean, you don't hate down in society because, again, people are trying to look down on our people. They're trying to find reasons to look down on our people. Oh, you black people, y'all steal, y'all criminals, y'all rob and steal and all this other stuff. When that's, you know, that's not the reality. The criminals, the thieves, the murderers are all around us within the human race. That's your criminals, thieves, lowlives that came to this land. A bunch of lowlife criminals and thieves came to this land, and they weren't so-called black people. They were Caucasians and a lot of Asians and East Indians. Y'all came here that way. You see, they came here that way. And they spread their poison mentality amongst the people, their lies. You see, and they rewrote history. They rewrote history. They wanted to bury over every and anything that our people have done, every and anything that our people have accomplished, they wanted to bury over. They wanted to, you know, overtake us in that way. They wanted to copy over it. They wanted to cover over it. And that is because, like I said, our people, we carry that mindset, that mentality of builders, of people, of use. Again, even to this day, if you notice, everyone copies from us, from the music, right? From our music to the sports, everything that we do, people want to be like us in the popular culture, the way we cut our hair, the way we move. Everybody, you know, if you're considered to be cool in the society, and that means you're copying from a so-called black person, bronze people. Why do you think that is? Why do you think all over the world the culture of the society is defined by so-called black people, bronze people? That goes all the way back to our Mesoamerican heritage. You see, like I said, the white man didn't get America popping. We got America popping. We had America popping and going, making it popular before everybody. In fact, we was the reason why everybody wanted to come here, to the new land, as they say, the new land. Now, what made the land new? What made it new? And what made it new, or made it constantly being renewed, because they tell you they want to make America seem like, oh, when the white man came here, it was just nothing here, nobody was here, it was just some Indians. And, you know, that's a lie. That's another lie they tell. So it was just some Indians here living off the land, hunting buffalo and all this other nonsense. And, you know, there were no other people here. That's a lie. That's a bold-faced lie. They tell you this is, America is not a new society at all. You see, some of their, like I said, some of their historians will tell you America is not a new society at all. America been around. And there was always people here farming, building, trading, and it wasn't no American native, no so-called American Indians. It was not them. It was so-called black people, bronze people that was doing that. Going all the way back to Olmecs, the Aztec, the Inca, the Mayan, and we spread all over into these different areas. We migrated into these areas first. We were the first ones to open up Chicago. We were the first ones to open up Los Angeles. You see? Prior to that, like I said, it wasn't really nobody. There wasn't nothing really going on there. A lot of these cities in this country was already founded by our people. The southern areas, our people was in the southern areas. You see, our people was in South Carolina, in North Carolina, living before the white man came in and set up his colonies. You see, a.k.a. gentrification. You see, we was already there. Don't believe this lie that we just got into America on slave ships from Africa. Stop. Stop. Then what is that picture up there? That don't look like that look like a so-called black man, a bronze man to me, that picture next to me. In fact, that looks a lot like me. In fact, that it is me. Y'all can't get away from all these pictures we're going to keep putting up. Y'all got some explaining to do if y'all want to argue the point. I think y'all need to just go ahead and embrace your Caucasian Spanish, your Caucasian Spanish heritage that y'all say, y'all white Caucasian Spanish heritage from Europe. Y'all need to embrace that, and your East Indian heritage. Go look there. Don't leave the Mesoamerican thing alone. That's over y'all head. That ain't y'all. Leave the Mesoamerican heritage and culture alone. That's ours. That is ours. Y'all need to stick to your Caucasian, European, Spanish ancestry, which a lot of you do have, and your East Indian, Asian heritage that y'all have. That's why y'all got the slanted eyes. That's why y'all got the brown skin. Y'all don't have bronze skin or copper colored skin. You have brown skin. And that comes from your East Indian heritage. Those Asian slanted eyes come from your Asian heritage. And that straight hair and everything else come from your Caucasian, and all of that together. And your language, Spanish, that y'all have accepted. Because I sure don't hear y'all speaking the Mesoamerican language. Y'all can sit up here and say, oh, we don't speak it because it's a dead language. Well, wait a minute. Yes, it's a dead language. And y'all say that how is it that the white man is up here speaking certain words from the language? If, shouldn't y'all know the language? How does the white man come in and know the language and y'all don't? Y'all pick and choose when you want to claim heritage of the Mayans, the Aztec, the Inca, and the Olmec. That's not Mexican people. That is not the Mexican people you see today. They had these little festivals. They look ridiculous. I saw a documentary where they were showing the Mesoamerican Mayans, the Aztec, and these were clearly black people, so-called black people, bronze people. They was clearly so-called black people, bronze people, copper-colored people. But because of the racism and because of the lie these people want to continuously tell, that our people came over here to Africa and that we are not the descendants of those people, they're going to keep this false narrative going. They actually have the nerve to show a bunch of modern-day Mexicans with the straight hair, like the white man. Oh, see, here were the Mesoamerican and descendants of the Mesoamericans. You was just showing a bunch of black people all on the walls and everything. You was just showing a bunch of black people. Then all of a sudden, oh, well, here go the descendants right here. They just ain't black no more. They all Mexican. They all got straight hair. They all look Asian and Mongoloid. Huh? Excuse me? But then y'all told this lie one time. Oh, we don't know. Y'all, they lie so much they be forgetting they lie. Oh, we don't know where these people went. We don't know where they're descendants of the Olmec, the Aztec, Inca, and the Mayan people. We don't know where they went. They just they disappeared. They just disappeared. And let's get this straight. The Olmecs, the Aztec, the Inca, the Mayan, it's all the same people, man, in different time frames. It's all the same people. The white man know that. That's why he groups them all under Mesoamerican, because he ain't saying, oh, these are different. He groups them under Mesoamerican because he knows it's all the same culture. It's all the same people. It's all, certain language change, certain things, but it's all the same thing. He knows it. You see, these are the rubber people, as they call them, the rubber people, the people who was making rubber balls and playing their ball games and stuff like this. Like I said, these were people that were farming and doing those things. Again, obviously they had law, they had order, they had a government. And the white man says they had governments. They had a government here. You see, they had a government in their land. And those were bronze people. But they try to, here's the catch with all that. They try to make it seem like, oh, these people were, they tell you that these people were advanced and, cosmopolitan. Their society really advanced for their time and whatnot. And they tell you all this, but then they'll start telling you, oh, they did all these crazy rituals and stuff like that. And they try to make it look all tribal in after that. Okay? So how do you tell me what the rituals are if you don't know the language of what these people were saying and what they were trying to say? How do you tell me what the rituals are? How do you know what the rituals are, what they really meant? No, it's just like the white man always do. He speculates on everything, and then he'll take his speculations, aka his guesstimations, and then, oh, that's what it is. That's what it is. You see, and everybody takes your word for it, just like you'll sit there and say, oh, see, because they went on a little mini tirade to prove, oh, that the so-called blacks be trying to say that they all mixed. They not really. We're going to debunk that the black. And then you got some coon Sambo Negroes up there talking about, this was a guy up there on YouTube talking, yeah, the problem with blacks and debunking the whole no, you said debunking the whole thing that blacks are the old Mex. I told you they got niggas, coon, Sambo niggas, who are on the payroll, who are out here to put out misinformation about our people and their heritage. You see, when we start talking about Mesoamerican and we the Mesoamericans, trust me, you're going to see all the coon Sambos come out the woodwork. All the Sambos and the coons are going to come out the woodwork, and they're going to be like, oh, brother, come on, brother, you know, we African. And, you know, they're going to come right out the damn woodwork. Trust me, they will be out the woodwork. They will be trying to tell us, oh, we ain't really Mesoamericans. We Africans, and we came from over here in Africa. You see, the white man got the floor plans and the blueprint for the slave ship. See, he got the floor plans and the blueprint for the slave ships, brother. See, that's how you know we African, brother. You see, he'll be doing that. You know, that's the lie. He'll be sitting up here selling us that lie. You see? That's the lie they want to keep on pushing. That's the narrative, the false narrative they want to keep pushing. You see? That's the false narrative they want to keep on pushing. And we cannot allow this. Again, we ain't got to sit up here and argue with a bunch of people. We ain't got to sit up here and try to prove nothing. That's fine. All we're doing is stating what it is that we are stating, and that's it. This is not even up for debate. The pictures say everything. The pictures speak for us. The pictures speak for us. Okay? The pictures speak for us. We don't even need to sit up here and go back and forth with them. The pictures speak for us. That's all. You see? The pictures speak, and they say, and the pictures speak 1,000 words. The image of who we are is there. The image of who we are is there. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. See, we don't need nobody telling us any more lies, man. Especially people that look like us. Because there's so many people out here that's willing to lie to our people. So many people that's out here that's willing to lie to our people. There's so many people that's willing to tell lies to our people. So we have to constantly be wary of anybody that's telling us that we black today. We have to be wary of anybody telling us that we black, that we African, that we come from Africa. Man, in 2021, with all this intel that's being put out about our heritage, about who we are, if anybody is still telling us in 2021 that we are black people, that we're black people, that our skin is black, that our skin is not what we're actually seeing, which is copper colored or bronze, if anybody's telling us that in this day and time, get away from them. If anybody's still telling us that we came over here from Africa on slave ships and that we were not kidnapped as free people here in America and put into bondage, get away from them. The truth is not in them. The truth is not in them. Them niggas got an agenda, man. Them niggas got an agenda. Your Umar Johnsons and all these guys got an agenda. All these Pan-African niggas got an agenda, man. And like I said, it's easy to see what their agenda is. You know why? Because they're the same ones they always talking about their white man degree and what they got. So basically what they're telling you is everything about history, now everything they pretty much trust in the white man. They trust his word. Because they look up to him and they embrace his degrees and his doctorates and his doctrines. So that means they embrace whatever he say. So that means whatever he say, they basically for the most part believe. They basically for the most part co-sign on that. You see? We're not co-signing on none of this, man. We're not co-signing no more lies from the beast. We can't in this day and time. Our heritage will not allow us to do so. Our heritage will not allow us to do so. Who we are will not allow us to do so. Keep that in mind. Because I swear to you, as time is of the essence, and as time is of continuation, we must constantly be in alignment to something greater. We must be in alignment to something greater. And that alignment is Amen first, Mentelian second, Mesoamerican third. but it's all really combined in one. I'm giving it numbers and whatnot, but it's all really combined into one heritage, into one bloodline, into one focal point of who we are as a people, as a Mesoamerican people. Yes, we have a heritage. Don't it feel a lot greater? Don't you feel a lot stronger referring to us as Mesoamerican? Don't that, I mean, think about that. Don't that even feel right and sound right? Do that not even feel and sound? Look at our people. Look at how we look. Look at our hair, our skin, everything. We don't look like no Africans, man. It feels right and it sounds right to refer to us as Mesoamerican. Does it not? You tell me I'm wrong. As I said, we need to embrace that title even more. And I said that, does that not even feel right and sound right? That's real? That's reality of who we are? Is that not real? You can feel it in your soul. You can feel it in your mind. You can feel it in your body. Because notice, when I put these videos up here, rarely do we got anybody telling me I'm wrong. You got the Mexicans or the Caucasians or whoever it is. They come in their little comment section. You got a few Negroes might come in the comment section and have something negative to say, but they ain't got no proof of nothing. They just speaking just to be speaking, saying things just to be saying. We ain't all that talking loud, not saying nothing. We done with that, man. All that talking loud, not saying nothing, because that's all they doing. They talking loud and not saying nothing. All right? We don't got time for people talking loud and saying nothing to us anymore. We got no more time for people talking loud and saying nothing to us anymore. There's too many people talking loud and saying nothing, standing on nothing. Too many people doing that. So keep that in mind. There's too many people standing around us, trying to claim us, trying to align themselves with us, yet they're saying nothing to us. They're saying nothing to us. They're not speaking to us as a people. They're not speaking to us as a people. What is speaking to us as a people collectively today is this reality of us as Mesoamericans. That's speaking volumes to us today. From this date going forward, we should not make it easy for people to usurp our Mesoamerican heritage. We should not make it easy for people to claim our Mesoamerican heritage. You know what I'm saying? And try and tell us that, oh, we this, that, and the third. No. We shouldn't let anybody try and usurp our Mesoamerican heritage. Okay? There's a reason why in this day and time this came to me to call our people collectively as a whole Mesoamerican, because we were here. We were here at the start of this country. We were here before the start of this country. And we have had civilization going before the society for long, long periods of time. We the one that gave America its foundation, not the so-called white man. He didn't give America no foundation. We did. Because if we weren't here, if we were not here, they would 9 times out of 10 they wouldn't even came here. Remember, they always come to where we are. They always come to where we are, wherever they are, someplace. Like I said, every place on the planet, we was there first. We was in Ireland before the Caucasian Irish came and took that. We were in Ireland. Look it up. It was bronze people in Ireland, bronze people in Spain, everywhere. In Asia, like I told you, our people were everywhere, and these people came out of the caves, and they came and took over where we left off at. Same thing in Mesoamerica, which is now currently being called America's carved up into different parts, because all this at one time was Mesoamerica. North America, Mexico, South America, all that, Canada, all that was Mesoamerica. And our people were up and down in all of these regions. You see, they were up and down in all these regions. They know that how vast Mesoamerica was, or and what everything was joined and aligned to. And realistically, the white man, he really wants to pick up where the Mesoamericans left off at, because don't think they weren't trying to, the United States of America, they not trying to, get whole. They wanted whole of Canada. They wanted Canada. They wanted South America. They wanted all those places on some level. They took Mexico. They took Texas and all that. you know, they really want Mexico as well. They want all that. Basically, all the stuff our people had at one time. You see, all the stuff our people had at one time, all of the countries and whatnot, rap, they want all that the same way the Mesoamericans had it. Because like I said, the white man, he knows the history of the Mesoamericans. And you know, and don't think for 1 minute that they don't know that the people who are falsely being called African American, the people who are falsely being called African American are really the Mesoamerican descendants. He knows that. He knows that. But why does he hide that from you? Because I told you your mentality would be totally different if you knew this is really your country and that everybody's on our land. Everybody's on our land. From the white man to the Asian man to the East Indian man to the so-called Native American Indian man. This is not their land. They all came from someplace else. You can trace their history and their heritage back to someplace else. Notice in America, you can't trace black people's history and heritage back to nowhere. That whole African nonsense. Again, how many people who claim they had all this African DNA and all this, how many people can really point to a specific spot in Africa where they came from? You so-called African Americans. How many of you can actually point to a specific spot on the map somewhere in Africa where your family come from? You're going to tell me that you claim millions of black people came over from Africa on slave ships. This is the lie they tell. 1 million people. 1 million people now. You see, I told you they even had the nerve, this clown Spike Lee talking about on the spot, 100 million of our people came over on slave ships, locked in chains, 100 million of our people. Man, come on, man. That y'all inflate that number the same way the Jews inflate the number of the Holocaust, man. You Negroes inflate the same damn numbers, man. Y'all do the same nonsense. 100 million, 4 million, 20 million. Come on, man. You really think they had the technology of that time to bring over 20 million at any time? I don't care how over periods of time it is. Come on, are you serious? That sounds dumb, that they brought all these people from a hub. That don't even make any sense. You're going to bring 100 million people over here, or 4 million, or 50 million people, or half a million, they said. And so that, you know how many people would have to have slaves in order for that to even sound right? They really just trying to say, well, basically all you niggas were slaves when y'all in America. None of y'all was free. That's really what they want to say. Because you don't understand, they're trying to promote not just a narrative, but a social program and agenda that constantly keeps, see, this is what they have to do. They have to keep the true ruling class people, which was our people, they have to keep the true ruling class people thinking that they're slaves so that they never want to rule again. They never want power again. And that's what happened. You see, because y'all, if you always thinking that, oh, my people would come from slaves and we were just slaves and we was just slaves over here and slaves this and slaves that, then after a while you're going to think, oh, well, I guess these people are greater than my people, mightier than my people, more such and such than my people. They conquered my people and put them on slave ships until I guess we wasn't much of nothing. I guess we were just slaves. That's what they want you to believe. See, because that makes them stand up even taller. It makes them stand up in their superiority over our people. See, they want to promote a narrative of superiority over our people. But if we sit up here and told the truth about Caucasian people, we told the truth about them coming out of caves, why they don't teach that history about Caucasian people? Notice this. They don't teach about white people being in caves, having sex with each other, homosexuality, lesbianism, not washing themselves, walking around with fleas all over them, and ticks, or spreading disease all over the planet. Why they don't promote that part of Caucasian history or European history? Why don't they promote that? The truth. Why don't they promote that, since they want to talk about our people came over on cargo slave ships and we were tribal savages and all this other stuff? Why don't they promote the truth about the so-called white man? That these people came over here because England was basically emptying out the jails and sending all them over. That's where the majority of your white people come from. A lot of them are descendants of convicts and criminals in Europe. A lot of these Caucasians is over here. And like I said, these Mexicans and Latinos, those are the ones who are descendants of the Caucasian Spanish. They are descendants of Caucasian Spanish. They are not Mesoamerican. They are the descendants of the Caucasian Spanish mixture between the Caucasian Spanish and the Asian / East Indian people. That's their heritage. Mesoamerican is ours. The Olmecs, the Aztec, the Inca, the Mayan, that's ours. But like I said, they've been complicit with the so-called white man and trying to steal our heritage and lie to our people and claim we come out of Africa. Because, again, they want to promote an inferior mindset in our people. Every time they teach history, they teach of our people being an inferior people. That's what they teach. They teach our people we're inferior people. They lie to our people. They don't want to tell the truth. You see, because the truth is not on their side. The truth does not make them look as nice as they look or beautiful as they look at the founding fathers and all this BS. It don't make them look like what they really are. You see, the truth of the matter is a whole lot of deals cut in the society, a whole lot of handshakes and promises that people would lie. See, they want you to think it was, it's just white people pulling out guns and forcing. No. There was a lot of people that put themselves into bondage or into, sign themselves over into indentured servants. And then after a while, the indentured servitude became slavery, bondage. People who were already free over here. I told you how they did it. They made it hard for bronze people to get the money that they were starting to circulate here. You see, when it's hard, when you got people setting up shops and stores and things like that, and you got to start trading with these people, and they make it hard for you to get paper dollars and coins and stuff like that, or trade, because really they're trying to force you up under other people. You see, you then got to go to Caucasian people to get paper dollars and coins and stuff like that. So then what happens? You go into the indentured servitude under these people. But like I said, how was it that our people was able to buy their freedom? How can you buy your freedom if you are coming from another place and you were slaves? How do you even buy your freedom? What did I say? How do you even know what the concept of buying freedom is if you come from some place and you was raised as a slave or whatnot? How do you even get money to buy your freedom? How do you get money to do that? Obviously, somebody has to be free in order for that to happen. Obviously, somebody has to be free amongst your people in order for you to do that. So keep that in mind. Like I said, this whole narrative of the Mexicans and the Latinos being aligned with Mesoamerican culture, that's a bold-faced lie, man. That is a bold-faced lie. And we need to stop allowing people to tell us that lie. And we need to stop allowing our own people that look like us. I'm not even going to call them our people, the people that look like us. We need to stop. We need to hold them accountable for telling that lie. See, because you can't make the white man stop lying. He's going to continue to lie. See, because it's in his best interest to live out that lie. You see, because he's going to continuously promote that you were slaves, that you were under me, that I'm greater than you, that I brought you on cargo slave ships. That's what his history denotes. His history when it comes to our people was we were slaves, then we went through civil rights, and now we got Oprah Winfrey and all these other people that we're supposed to be looking up to. That's the history they want to promote to our people. That is the history they want to promote to our people. Okay? So if you're not ready to placate to that history, if you're not ready to bow down to that history, if you're not ready to kiss the ass of these people, then you can go ahead and forget it, man. You can forget it. You can forget it. Don't even look to them to tell you the truth about nothing. The truth is not in these people. The truth is not in them. They're never going to see again. They hate our people because of the greatness of our people. You don't hate down. You hate up. You don't hate people that are lesser than you or that you think are lesser than you. You pity those people. You pity the people that are lesser than you, and you hate the people who you think are greater than you. So, being that everybody hates us, what does that tell you about us? What does that tell you about us, being that everybody hates us so much? What does that tell you about us? If everybody hates us so much, and that's everybody, what does that say? You see? What does that say? What does that say about our people, who we really are, if everybody hates us? And you can look at today. Everybody, the Asians, the Caucasians, the East Indians, everybody hates so-called black people, bronze people. Everybody hates our people because we're vastly different from everybody else. They don't pity our people. They don't have any mercy on our people. They want to see our people dead. They want to see our people in jail. They want to see our women be whores and sluts. They want to kill your babies. Why? 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 Answer, because people hate up. They don't hate down. You are the real Mesoamericans. You are the real people of this land. This is your land. That is your ancestry. The Olmecs, the Aztec, the Inca, the Mayan, the Toltec. That's our people. Don't believe those pictures where you see later on these mongoloid-looking Indians. They came later and mixed in with our people much later when we were pretty much moving out of there and everything was over. You see, they came later. And then a lot of those pictures they got, they were sketch pictures that they just drew. Because, you know, they got to make their own haircut. There was so many images of our people in those different eras and those different societies, they couldn't lie about it. They couldn't. They couldn't fix their face to lie about it. So they didn't want to show you that. I'm amazed that these images got out from the Mexican Museum. I'm amazed that they got out. Because they didn't mean for our people to see this. They didn't mean for our people to come in alignment with this or come in contact with this. They didn't mean for that to happen. They didn't think our people would be paying attention because you got a lot of bootlicking, ass-kissing coons that want to be Pan-Africans. You got a lot of bootlicking, ass-kissing coons that want to be Pan-African. You see? So that's why they didn't think, oh, we would eventually find out who we were. They didn't think we would find out. Because you don't hear Umar Johnson or any of these other people promoting our Mesoamerican heritage. They don't even talk about that. They want to take us across the damn earth somewhere and tell us some nonsense.